Hey guys, Juice here. I am here to film a new video for you guys today. Today, my Christmas lights are on, but you can't really see them because it's still kind of nighttime, or daytime I should say. I am currently home alone with my siblings, so I decided to film a long video for you guys today. This huge stack behind me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of books to talk to you today about. Today's video is my 2020 new releases that I got and that I haven't read yet. Most of these are library books as well, so they'll be scattered throughout the video. So without further ado, let's just start with this video. This is not an idea that I had. I saw Hailey from Hailey in Bookland, I believe is her channel name, did this video, so I'll leave her channel and her video down below in the description. But I saw this for one of her like Vlogmas days, and I was like, oh, that's really a good idea to think about and see how many new releases. I have not counted these, so if you counted these, good job. Let me know how much I talked about, because I don't know how many are here. But I won't be doing summaries for these. I'll just say if they're part of a series, if they're a standalone, why I got them, what's the reason for them, and whatnot. So yeah, we're gonna just jump into this video. It's gonna be a long one, so grab a snack, grab a drink, do whatever you want to do, and let's get started on this video. So the first book for this video is Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend. This is Hollowpox: The Hunt for Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is a third installment in this series. I don't know if this is the third and final book in this series, but as of right now, there's only 3 books out. And as you guys know, I read the sequel, Wondersmith, last month, and I really enjoyed it. So I was super happy when my library hold for Hollowpox came in. So this is the first book on my list. The next new release is one that I started last month but never finished, and that was Crescent City, or also known as House in Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in her new adult fantasy series. I started this. As you can see, I am, let's see where I'm at, 70 pages into it, chapter 7 I think it was, or chapter 6, yeah, 70 pages in, chapter 6. I don't know why I never finished this one. I think it just wasn't piquing my interest at the time, but I do want to read this, pick this back up sometimes this month or next year. The third new release that I have for you guys here is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Lost Hour series. This one came out back in March, and I have still yet to read this, but my friend Taylor and I are planning on buddy reading this next. So I'm real excited to read Ghost of the Shadow Market and then reading this one. So this is the next book on my 2020 new releases. Next, I have a finale to a series, and that is The Tower of Nero by Rick Riordan, the 5th installment in the Trials of Apollo series. This is the 5th one that I need to read, and the only Rick Riordan book I have left, so I'm kind of sad about that, but I'm also kind of happy to wrap up the series. I will be reading this one in the month of December for sure, because I have a reading vlog that I'm planning on doing for you guys. So The Tower of Nero, the 5th Apollo novel by Rick Riordan, is next on the list. Another finale that I have is Lightbringer by Claire Legrand. This is the 3rd installment in the Imperium trilogy. I still need to read Kingsbane by her. I started that earlier this year during the summertime in preparation for this, but of course I never finished it in time. So I will be restarting book 2 and then hopefully reading this for the first time next year. This is one of my 21 series that I want to complete next year. Spoiler alert. Third and final book in the trilogy. I don't know much about this one. I just know it's the continuation slash finale of this huge series. So first book is Furyborn, second book is Kingsbane, and then we have Lightbringer. And another finale that I have on this list is The Shadow Crosser by J.C. Coventz. This is the 3rd and final book in the Stormrunner trilogy. I love this cover. I am also hoping to complete this series next year. I guess I decided to start off with finales. I did not mean to do that. But this is the third and final book in the Stormrunner trilogy, which is a middle grade series. The first book is the Stormrunner, the second book is the Firekeeper, and then we have the Shadow Crosser. I meant to read this last month in November for Believe-a-thon, but then I never got around to it because I was going to reread the first book and then read the sequel for the first time and then read this. So I'm still hoping to do that sometime soon. Now we got a YA mystery thriller book, and that is I Kill Zoe Spanos by Kit Frick. This is one of the YA book club picks. I believe it was for June. Look at these sprayed edges. I love sprayed edges, as you can tell. This one is a YA mystery thriller. It's also a standalone novel from what I know, and I believe this is Kit Frick's debut novel, if I'm not mistaken. So that's all of that sounds really amazing. And also, I believe there's also a podcast element in this book. So, and I know my friend Heather just recently read this and she loved it, so I can't wait to pick it up sometime soon. The next book that I have is The Midnight Lies by Marie Rukowski. This is the same author who wrote the Winter's trilogy, The Winter's Curse, and then whatever the other ones. I can't remember the other titles. But I love the Winter's trilogy by Marie Rukowski, and this is set in the same world, I believe. And I did started it earlier this year. As you can see, I still have a bookmark in it, but I just didn't want to finish it. I don't know why. I just wasn't enjoying it at the time. I thought the point of view that we got from was kind of weird because it was from like an animal, I think it was. But this is one of my unread 2020 new releases. Next I have is Early Departure by Justin A. Reynolds. This is the author of Opposite of Always, which I read last year and I loved. I buddy read that one with my friend Heather and Sydney, so maybe I'll text those girls sometimes tonight and see if they want to buddy read this one or if they own this one so we can buddy read this one together. I think this is a YA contemporary standalone novel. I know it's a YA contemporary standalone novel, that's hard to say, but I'm super excited for this one. I meant to read this in November for Readathon as well, but that didn't really happen. Next couple of books are library books that I have checked out that I have with me, obviously, and the first one of those is Raber by Jordan Ifunko, I think. This is such a pretty cover. I checked this out because I explained this in one of my other videos, I think, but I had the audiobook discount code for this one from Libro FM. Owlcrate put it in one of their boxes recently, and I was like, who doesn't like a free audiobook? So, and normally I would just listen along to the audiobook, but I also like following along. So I hear if you love Children in Blood and Bone and you haven't read this one yet, you should totally read it. So that's why I'm also reading it, because Children in Blood and Bones is one of my favorite books, and I just can't wait for that series to come out, or for the third book in that series to come out, whenever that would be. But yeah, Raber is the next unread book I have. Then I have a big book, and that is Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back from a certain point of view. 40 stories celebrating 40 years of Empire Strike Back. This is, like I just said, a short story collection with a ton of different authors. We have S.A. Chakraborty, Zadoria Cadavio, Delilah S. Dawson, Tracy Dion, Alexander Free, Jason Fry, Hank Green, R.F. Kwong, C.B. Lee, Mackenzie Lee, Marco Shiro, Beth Revis, who else is on here? Kirsten White, I know is on here. I don't know where her name went. But yeah, those are all the authors that I know of on this list. So I am actually currently reading this one, and I'm actually halfway through it. So hopefully this will be the first book off of my list. And then speaking of S.A. Chakraborty, I also have this book checked out from her, and that is The Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty. This is the third and final book in the... I don't know what this series name is called, but the first book was called The City of Brass, so I'm going to just call it The City of Brass trilogy. This is a adult fantasy novel. It's a very high fantasy, there's a lot of setup between book 1, 2, and 3, obviously. I still need to read book 2, so I don't know why I checked this out when I haven't read book 2 yet. But it was just like available at the time for when I went and pick up my holds. So I have this unread from the library, and I'm scared to read this because I kind of love wrapping up series and then I kind of don't. So this is another series I would like to wrap up sometime soon. Try and move that first stack out of the way in case it falls. Going on to the second stack of books without it falling. The first book I have is a YA contemporary novel, and that is Smash It by Francina Simone. This is a YA contemporary novel. I think this is a standalone or it's a first in a companion series. According to Goodreads, it says Smash It #1, so I'm assuming there's going to be more than one book to this series, but I'm real excited. I've been hearing nothing but early buzz about this book, and they're all been amazing reviews, and it's by a person of color, and as you guys know, I've been trying to diverse my reads lately. This is kind of similar to Get a Life, Chloe Brown, but like the young adult version of it. So if you love that one, I guess check out this one if you haven't. I'm really excited to read this. I got this one on an Amazon sale when Amazon had their like buy 2 get the 3rd free, so I was able to get this one during that sale. So I'm really excited to get around to this sometime soon, most likely in the summertime, because that's when I read all my contemporaries. The next book I shown off in my unread book of the month video, and that is Havenfall by Sarah Holland. First book in a brand new series by Sarah Holland, and as you guys know, I love this cover. Know nothing about this. I think I gave you guys the summary of this one in my book of the month video, which I'll leave up above or down below. But yeah, this is next on the list. The next book I have on the list is The Unstoppable Wasp Built on Hope by Sam Maggs. This is one of the new Marvel novels that came out this year. I don't remember when this came out. I just know this is one of my new releases that I was anticipating. I'm so excited for this one because it's super short. It's one of my shorter library books, as you can tell. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and I loved each and every like Marvel comic book that I read, so I'm hoping it will be something like this. And it's actually pretty funny. When I saw the cover on Amazon and like Goodreads and all that, I thought this was like a graphic novel just in a hardcover form, but it was actually like an actual novel, which sounds stupid when I say that, but like I thought it was going to be a graphic novel, so I don't know if you guys thought it was going to be a graphic novel too, but I love this cover and the back, and yeah, this is another new release that I'm really excited to read soon. Another new release that just came out this month, actually, so I gave myself an excuse for that, and that is The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. This is the same author who wrote One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Next, and Two Can Keep a Secret, I think. Yeah, Two Can Keep a Secret is my least favorite by her. The One of Us is Lying series is really amazing. I definitely recommend those. And this cover is creepy, and I hope this book will be even creepier than I think it will be. It says, families keep the best secrets even from each other. Dun dun dun. So yeah, this is Karen M. McManus' newest novel, and I'm hoping I will read this sometimes in December, if not sometimes in the New Year's. I feel like I'm going to say that throughout the whole entire video. On to the next book we have is, oh, you heard that? Is The Other Side of the Sky by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. These authors have wrote another series together called the Starbound Trilogy, which is like such an old sci-fi set in space series. But I am real excited to read their new one. I also got a signed book plate from the author, and then I got these cute character art from the pre-order swag when I pre-ordered this book before it even came out. So I love these artwork. There's the female character, and then here's our male character. I'm so excited to read this. It sounds everything I like. sci-fi in space, has two badass characters, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing a new story, a new place, a whole new world, basically. So I'm real excited, and I hear nothing but amazing things about this book. And actually, I didn't hear about this book, to be honest with you guys. I haven't heard about this book until I saw Michael from Epic Reads, who's like one of the company members, I think. He hauled this in one of the book hauls recently, and so once he talked about it, it sounded very interesting. So yeah, this is another new release that I have unread from my TBR shelf, I guess you could say. My sticky thingy fell off. Oh well. But yeah, this is another new release I have unread. Another new release I have unread, and I'm actually really looking forward to reading this one, and that is Charming as a Verb by Ben Felipe. Look at this cover. There's dogs on the cover, or dog, I should say. There's a dog on the cover. I love dogs. This is set in New York City, modern day, and it's a he could charm anyone up until now. This sounds super cute, and it's a YA contemporary standalone novel, and it was actually pretty funny. I went to the bookstore sometimes mid-October, I think, and I went there with my grandpa, and I was telling him about this book, and then I was like, I think this book is out early, so I'm gonna grab it. And then I went home and like updated my Goodreads and all that, and then I was like, oh no, it came out today. So I didn't realize it came out the day I went to Barnes & Noble. So that was kind of cool to get this book on the release date, because I don't really do that often. But yeah, I'm real excited to read this, and hopefully it's as amazing as it sounds. The next book I am hoping to read, because it's on my December TBR, and that is These Violet Delights by Chloe Gong. I keep mentioning about this book on my channel. It's 1920s Shanghai, and it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling. Done. That's the summary. Also, this cover is amazing. Also, my friend Taylor might be getting this copy of this book, because I think this is going to be in the box for December Owl Crate. So we only got one more week to wait for the Owl Crate box to start shipping. But I'm thinking this might be the December book for the month of Owl Crate. So I'm really excited to see what their different cover would be for this book. The next book came out back in January, and I still haven't read this book yet, and that is Infinity Sun by Adam Severa. This is the first book in Adam Severa's new fantasy novel. Look at this gorgeous cover. Also, these end pages. I didn't do these end pages. My friend Charlie, if I can speak, my friend Charlie, they sent me this copy because they wanted to unhaul it for some weird reason. They wanted to unhaul a beautiful copy of the Infinity Sun, and I was like, I'll take it, please. So I snagged this from them, and they sent this to me, and I still haven't read it yet, sorry. But I am really excited to read this. I also gave my second copy that I own from Infinity Sun to my friend Taylor, so hopefully we'll buddy read this in 2021 sometime soon, because the sequel comes out in 2021 as well. So that would be kind of cool if we can buddy read the first book and the second book. Taylor, let me know if you want to do that. Next book I have is The Queen's Assassins by Melissa De La Cruz. This is the first book in a brand new series. Of course, my Target sticker is still on here. I hate taking off our Target stickers and stickers in general. So this is a new fantasy novel from Melissa De La Cruz, who does the Alex and Eliza trilogy, which I really love. So I can't wait to read this one, and hopefully I will love this one as much as I loved the Alex and Eliza trilogy. Next book I have is actually one of my newest ones, and I think I put this in my November book haul if I'm not mistaken, or it's going to be in my December book haul, I can't remember. But that is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I'm so excited for this. I've been hearing nothing but amazing things about this one. This is own voices for the Latinx community and also LGBT community. I think it's the first book in a series, or it could be a standalone. I could be wrong. I can't remember exactly, but this is a male fantasy romance type of story. And don't look very closely at the cover, because right here you can see that my dog chewed on this book and it made me kind of mad, but that's okay. But yeah, Aiden Thomas, I've been hearing his name a whole lot this year, and I'm so excited to finally read this, because I requested this from the publishing company themselves, and I also requested this from NetGalley, and I got declined for both of those from both of those places, sadly. So I'm really happy to support this author, and hopefully I will love this as much as I think I will. Another book I wish I read this summer, but I didn't have time to read, and that was I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. Epic Reads has published this one, and they keep, every time they do book hauls, it's bad for me to watch, because I haven't heard about this book before I watched the book haul, and I'm not a big fan of like K-pop at all. Like, I don't listen to any K-pop. Like, I think the only song I listen to is Dynamite by BTS. That's like the only song I listen to. But like, something about this intrigues me. It's like she wants to be on this like reality TV show to sing or something, and then she finds this photographer dude, and then they fall in love. So that's all I know about this. Also, I believe it's set in New York City as well. So anywhere where it's set in New York City, you know I'll be reading, because I love New York City. And yeah, I'm real excited to read this whenever I feel like it. The next new release came out in September, and that was Majesty by Catherine McGee. This is the second and final book in this duology, I think. I'm not too sure, but this is the next unread 2020 new release. I definitely want to reread American Royals this month, just because I read the first book, American Royals, last year in December, so it's been like literally a year, because as you can tell, it's December 13th. It's been like literally a year since I read the first book, and I do own the first book, so I'll probably reread the first book and then read the sequel, and then I will wrap up this series. This is yet another series I want to wrap up in 2021. Another sequel that I have on my list is The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu, the second installment of the Eldest Curses series. I don't know what I was gonna say. I love this cover. This one I got at Target, so if you get it at Target, or if you get any first edition, you get this awesome white cover of the book that matches the other one. So I'm real excited to flip this around when my friend Taylor comes over and help me with all that. I am so excited to read this. I want to reread the first book again and then jump into the sequel, because it's been a while since I read the first book in this series. So I'm excited to dive back into the first book and then continue on with this series. Next book is another book of the month pick that I showed off in my unread book of the month, and that is The Two Lives of Lydia Bird by Josie Silver. This is an adult romance novel that I picked up, and that I'm not really interested in it at the moment, but I have it on my TBR shelf in case I am. Another book of the month pick that I have unread from my TBR shelf, obviously. I think I included this one in the video, but that is Ash Lords by Scott Riggington. This is one that I explained in that video, so I'm just going to move on to the next book. But isn't this cover awesome? I'm so excited to read this, and hopefully I'll get around to it sometime soon. That's what this whole video is about. Next book that I have is These Vengeful Hearts by Catherine Lauren. Now, if you saw my, I want to say my weekend vlog, I vlogged me and my friend Taylor going book shopping, and we both bought this book because it has to do with Mean Girl Clicks, and it has the Queen of Hearts involved, and anything with the Queen of Hearts, me and my friend Taylor are on top of this. We are definitely buddy reading this one in 2021. We just don't know what months we have, or what our plans are for 2021 and quite exactly. So I will be making that list for us, Taylor. But super excited to read this. I know nothing about this one except it has to deal with Queen of Hearts. So there's that. Next book is another library book, and that is Miss Meteor by Taylor K. Mehesh and Anna Marie McLemore. I believe I said those names correctly. This is another LGBT LGBT contemporary YA, holy smokes, voice crack, YA book, and I'm really excited to read this. I've been hearing nothing but amazing things. Another novel from Epic Reads. So Epic Reads keep hyping up books for me, and it's very bad, but luckily I have this one checked out from the library, so this one should probably get read the soonest, just because all my library books are due at the end of December, so need to get on to this one. The next book is another library book, and it's actually very, very small, and that is Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. This is the newest novel from Nina LaCour. She's the author of We Are Okay and Hold Still, I believe. Yeah, Hold Still. My pink copy is right there. I love both of those novels. They're not my favorite contemporary novels, but they're just like short, quick, and easy reads to fly through, and so I'm hoping that's what this one is. And I mean, like, look at this gorgeous. These end pages are gorgeous. There's nothing really on here except flowers, but yeah, it's like super short, so hopefully I can read this sometimes in the month of December. The next book is another book of the month pick that I have out, or not that I have out, but that I have unread. I can't get the sticky back on. And that is Ties That Tether by Jane Ego. Another book of the month pick that I have is When You Were Everything by Andrew David McDonald. I thought about not including my book of the month picks on here, but then I was like, might as well. I'll just fly through those. And then the next one, I don't know if I showed this off in my unread book of the month pick video, but that is The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. This one technically doesn't come out till 2021, but I bought it in the month of December, so I thought I would include this in this video. And then the next couple of next books I have is The Black Kids by Christine Hammonds Reads. Look at this gorgeous cover. I can't wait to read this. Then I have, if it can stay in my hand. Then I have 10 Things I Hate About Pinky by Senia Menon. This is the third installment in the When Dimple Met Rishi universe. Then I have Faith Taking Flight by Julie Murphy. See, this is the perfect example of why I don't take off my stickers. I hate Target stickers. This is why I don't take them off. But this is a YA standalone novel by one of my favorite authors, and I believe this is either YA or it's middle grade. I can't remember what category it is, but it's the same author who wrote Dumplings, so if you love that, definitely check this out. Then I have a book that came out in January, and I still haven't read this yet, and that is The Conference of the Birds by Ransom Riggs, the 5th installment in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. Another book of the month pick that I have is The Guest List by Lucy Foyle. Then I have, I'm going to just grab this stack of books right here. Then I have Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. The Night Swim, I almost said The Night Country. That's another book. The Night Swim by Megan Golding. This is in my book of the month video that I just did. Then a sequel that I have and I'm super excited to read soon is The Silver Serpent by Roshani Chakshay. This is the sequel to The Gilded Wolves, which I didn't really enjoy, but like the hype and everything for the sequel made me want to buy this one. So hopefully I will get to this one soon. We'll see. And then the next new release that I have is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. Yes, I bought this book, but only because my friend Taylor and I are planning on buddy reading it soon. So let me try and push these. Ooh, those are heavy. I'm gonna try and push these out of the way. Yup, that happened. And they all fall down. And then, so I'm trying to get these ones closer. Next new release that I have unread is Woven in Moonlight by Isabel Naze. I probably butchered that. My friend Charlie, they sent me this copy because they were unhauling it, so I was able to snag a free copy of this. Then I have one of my most anticipated books of 2020, and that is A Sky Beyond Storm by Saba Tahir, the 4th installment in the Ember Quartet series. Then I have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. This is a prequel to the Hunger Games set 10 years before the first Hunger Games, so I'm real excited to get to this one this month, hopefully. Then I have The Dark Tide by Alicia Janiskin. I probably butchered that, I'm so sorry, but look at this gorgeous cover. This is a YA standalone novel that I heard about from Holly over at Holly Hearts Books. The way she described it made me want to buy it, and that's what I did. I bought this at the bookstore. Next is one that I started but didn't finish, and that is Vampires Never Get Old, Tales with Fresh Bites, edited by Zadoria Cadavio and Natalie C. Parker. This is a short story collection all about vampires. Next I have is Queen of Volts by Amanda Foody. This is the 3rd installment in the Shadow Game trilogy, which I read both book 1, 2, and I just need to continue reading in book 3. Then I have Among the Beasts and Briars by Ashley Poston. Then I have Incendiary, I probably butchered that, I'm so sorry, by Zadoria Cadavio. 3 books by Zadoria Cadavio. I need to get on that. This is a Owl Crate. This is my Owl Crate stack, so these are all my unread Owl Crates that I have. And then I have Star Daughter by this author that I'm not gonna say because I will butcher it, I'm so sorry, but this is a gorgeous cover and colors and everything. Next I have is Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I heard if you love Shadowhunters, you will definitely love this book. Then I have Bone Cryer's Moon by Catherine Purdy. And then I have 2 arcs. Well, one of them's a finished copy, but one of these is an arc, and that's A Golden Theory by Samantha Cohen. Then I have The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. The back of this says Never Steal from a Thief. Sounds really amazing. It's a debut fantasy novel for the YA genre, so really looking forward to that. Pushing those over there. And look guys, it's the final stack of this video. We have Broken Wish by Julie C. Dow, another book me and my friend Taylor are planning on butter reading. Super excited for this one. And then I have The Extraordinaries by T.J. Klune. I read The House in the Carillion Sea by this author this year. Loved it, gave it 5 stars. I'm hoping this will be a 5-star read. It sounds awesome. It's a superhero story, I think, so. Oh man, and this was a reversible dust jacket. What does that mean? I just saw the back says a reversible cover. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, but super excited for this one to read. It's also one of my shorter library books that I got out from the library, so hopefully sometime soon. And then a library book that I will be returning this week because I kind of DNF'd it, and that is Again and Again by E. Lockhart. Then I have One True King by Simone Chanier, the 6th and final book in the School for Good and Evil series. Then I have As the Shadow Rises by Katie Rose Poole. This is the sequel to There Will Come a Darkness, which I read earlier this year and I really enjoyed, and I'm super excited for this sequel. Another sequel that I'm excited to get to is The Camelot Betrayal by Kirsten White. This is a sequel to The Jennifer Deception, which this is the first book. Look at these gorgeous covers. They're killing it. I'm super excited for this. This is another sequel that I have to read sometime soon. Then I have The Court of Lions by Simonia Dodd. This is the sequel / finale to the Mirage duology. Then I have A Deadly Education by Naomi Novak. This is a pretty edition from Owl Crate. Look at these gold edges, or foils I should say, or edges, they're the same thing. Super excited to read this one. Then we have Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angles. Then we have Ironheart by Nina Valeria. This is the sequel / finale to the Cry is War series. Then we have How the King of Elfdom Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black, the short story novella part of the Folk with the Air series. And then we have 3 more books, and the last of the 3 is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, one of my most anticipated reads of 2020. Then I have a book I DNF'd earlier this year but might pick back up sometime soon, and that is Wicked As You Wish by Ren Gepetto. And last but not least, I have Meet Me at Midnight by Jessica Pennington. I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry. This is a YA contemporary standalone novel that I had the e-arc for quite a while from NetGalley, and I just never got around to reading it. So hopefully having a physical copy of the book will make me get around to reading it. Again, another library book I have checked out, and again, it's one of my shorter library books, so hopefully I can get through it. Did you saw how tired I got after the second part of this video that I was making? Yeah, that was a lot of books. I don't know how many that was. If you guys counted how many books I have unread from the new releases, let me know, and I don't know, I'll give you a shout out on Instagram or something. But if you guys read any of these books, let me know which one of these you read. If you read quite a few of these, just tell me how many books you read out of this stack. I don't know. Let me know what I should read first off of this ambitious list. Sorry this is going to be such a long video. Hopefully it's not an hour long. And yeah, those are all the new releases. I will count them after the video and put the number in the description box below, or you guys can guess how many that was. And yeah, I'm tired of filming this now. It's been like 10 minutes for each clip. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos coming from me soon. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.